Um, all right, hold on. All right, this one do not disturb. Am I plugged? Okay, there I go. I'm plugged in. Happy Sunday, amazing people. I hope y'all had a great day today. Um, so I just got here and I'm just going live. I had to stop in and see the grandbaby first. So I went and visit with her for a little bit. I was very excited to do this live, even under the circumstances or whatever. But a lot of y'all know that I had put out there last week that I'm teaching a home ownership class. So I had a lot of people reaching out to me, asking me about home ownership because someone that I already had previously helped had shared with them that I helped them through the process. So I said let me put together a class because right now I just really don't have the time to coach one on one anymore. I'm shutting one on one coaching down. Um so I was like, I'm gonna put together, hey y'all, come on in. Y'all don't want to miss this, baby. Share it because y'all don't want to miss this tonight. So I had shut one-on-one coaching down because I just can't do it. So I said I'm gonna put together a class and teach people how to, become homeowners and also invest if that's what they choose to do, because you could do either, right? So I was up last night and I'm reading in my comments, y'all, and it's a black woman. She was in my comments. Y'all might have seen the comments from earlier, but the one lady was like, "Oh, wasn't you the one on here? What she say? Wasn't you the one on here that had mold in your house? And I see you took those videos down." So I responded, and I'm like, "No, I didn't take those videos down. Here goes the link as proof." Boom, shot her down. So then another one came back like, wasn't you just on social media crying because cause you had mold in your Section 8 unit, and how you on here teaching home ownership classes, right? So I laughed at it initially, like when I seen it, I was laughing. I'm like, baby, they try to find anything to try to come for my, oh, these black men on here. You what did she say? You on here trying to save these black men and this, that. Also, so baby, you came on here and you showed your hand. That's what you did. So that's why it was funny to me, because you showed your hand. You came and you tried to use that my house had mold in it against me, for a reason that I can't come in and teach other people how to be homeowners. But the real reason of why you're mad, why you're a hater, why you're miserable came out. You're mad, like you said. I sit on here and I try to save black men, and you're mad. That bothers her for some reason. I don't know what reason that would bother her. I don't know why my YouTube channel would bother anybody. It's so simple. You just don't have to come over here. You don't have to watch a video. You don't have to listen to my voice, because baby, I didn't send for you. I didn't send for you. So I'm confused. I'm not going to nobody's YouTube to hate on them. I'm not pulling up to nobody's YouTube to hate on them. For what? I have better things to do. Period, point blank. They didn't tag me, so what I'm showing up for, right? So so basically her thing was, how you gonna teach home ownership and you're not a homeowner. She's correct. She's correct. I do not own a home. But she was trying to, I guess, use that to hurt me or discredit me. You could never discredit me. I'm gonna say it again. They can never discredit me. You didn't give me anything to be able to discredit me. First of all, you didn't give me this purpose to be able to try to discredit me. You didn't give me my gifts to try to discredit me. You didn't do anything for me for you to be able to try to come to my platform, baby, and discredit me. You can't do that. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. I laughed at you. You were hilarious to me because I'm like, oh, wow, I don't even know you. You don't even know me, but you're mad at my page. You're mad at my content. When you're really not mad at you, you're mad at a black man you used to date that may have hurt you. That's what you're truly mad about. Because I don't know you and I don't know your situation. So if I come on here and I talk about a situation, I'm talking about a situation in general. I didn't tag her. And I didn't tag all the other black women that don't like my content, that always try to find something to come for me. You gotta find something else. That stuff ain't working no more. But I wanted to use this as a teaching moment, right? One thing she was correct about is that I'm coming to the table and I'm teaching people home ownership and I'm teaching people investment. I guess she tried to use the fact that, you're renting, so how are you going to teach somebody something? See, that's the beautiful thing about God. Let me tell y'all the beautiful thing about God, right? The beautiful thing about God is, thank you, Rugged. The beautiful thing about God is that he will bless you with a gift, right? And he will bless you with knowledge. One thing I told God is that, God, whatever you give me, I'm going to multiply it as many times as I can, right? Let me tell you something. I helped so many people get their GED before I had a GED. A lot of people, I've helped hundreds of people become homeowners. I've helped maybe less than 100 people get investment properties with the gift and the knowledge that God blessed me with. See, one thing I notice about people aren't used to good people. You feel what I'm saying? They're not used to good people. They're used to people gatekeeping. They used to people around them that don't want them to win. Let me tell you something. When you run into shalakemia, when you run into me, baby, I'm different. I'm not for everybody though, but I'm different. You see what I'm saying? If I can help you and I can pour into you, that's what I'm gonna do. Even if I don't got it. Let me tell you something. I was happy to help people that wanted to get their GED. I was happy to help them get their GED. It didn't even matter that I didn't have mine. It didn't even matter. But how about eventually I went and I got mine though? I was never mad. I was so, let me tell you, I was cheerful. You understand? I was so excited to serve God with the knowledge that I had. And then after I helped all them people, I went and I got mine. But let me tell you something. I wasn't a hater along the way. I wasn't gatekeeping. I never see people so used to sitting up and that's them. I'm different. I'm different. The fruit shows you that I'm different. Your interactions, you watching me, you know that I'm different. I don't have to sit up and hate. I'm not a hater. First of all, I'm not a hater. Let me tell you something. Everybody I come in contact with, I want them to win. And if I can help you win, baby, I'm going to help you win. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to use every single gift that God gave me to help people win. I'm not a hater. I'm not jealous. I'm not envious. I'm not out here. I'm not in competition with nobody that God puts in my path. You hear me? Because that's not who he created me to be. I don't have to be like that. I was never like that. I never had to be in competition with nobody. I never had to gatekeep. I never had to sit up and be like, oh, you know what? I don't got it, so I ain't going to help them. No, I'm going to help regardless. So let me tell you this, right? Since they want to be in my business and you really want to come and try to discredit me because you hate that I speak highly of black men, that's your real issue. Now I know I don't have to explain anything, but I want to teach, right? I want to teach people how to be. Let me tell you something. When I taught those hundreds of people how to become homeowners, taught them how to get an investment property, I did it with a smile on my face. I was excited to get them the information so they could go to the next level, so they could do what they need to do. The only reason I'm not a homeowner, and a lot of y'all know this, um, I was supposed to when my youngest son graduated, I was going to Georgia. My plans changed because I took care of someone's children until they got on their feet. That's the only reason I'm still here in Pennsylvania, right? Then I turned around like, okay, this is over. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get ready to move. That's when I started caring for my grandmother. Before I started caring for my grandmother, everything in Georgia was already set up for me. All I had to go down there and do was go ahead, pick out my house, you know what I mean? Do everything I needed to do, and I needed to move. But I didn't. I canceled all of that and I stayed here and I took care of my grandmom. So if y'all want to be in my business so bad and y'all want to try to come and discredit me, don't worry about me. Don't worry about what journey God got me walking. Don't worry about the purpose he got me walking. That's the problem amongst us now. We don't be worried about our own purpose. We don't be worried about what's going on in our life. We be so worried about somebody else. You don't know what I sacrificed to not become a homeowner. You don't know what I did. And this is why I want to teach. This is why I wanted to teach this tonight. At the end of the day, I could have been a homeowner. I could have been used the information and the knowledge that I had and applied it to myself. But I made a decision to stay here and help family. So mind your business. You don't know my story, but I'm gonna teach you something else. Just because I made the choice to stay here and to care for family doesn't mean that I'm not going to give other people the information to be homeowners. I'm not like that. I want as many people to take that information and go be homeowners, go get their first investment property. That's what I want for my people. I'm not the type of person, I don't know what type of people y'all used to, but baby, it's not me. I promise you, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm not going to sit up here and gatekeep the information because I'm not a homeowner. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever do that? My time is coming, baby. My time is coming. I believe in God. I serve God for real. It's just not my time. But it's okay. Because you know what I told God? God, I'm going to help as many people as I can, though. Why I wait? Why I wait? And that's why I said, I know people ain't used to people like that. Used to people calling them, putting them on to something. Or, oh, I could help you with this. Or I could help you with that. Or listen, let me show you this and let me show you that. They want to sit up here and they want to talk about you don't have a home, so how you going to teach somebody else? That's the beautiful thing about God. That's the beautiful thing about God. When you answered the call, when he called you, you could tell them type of people ain't answering when God called them because you wouldn't even have came on my platform and try to come for me and try to play in my face in the comments. You tried to play in my face, but baby, you really can't play in my face because the conversation between me and God, it wasn't a conference call. It wasn't a conference call. And see, the people that be in my comments hating black men and hating me because of what God told me to do, God can't even trust them. God can't even trust them because of the hate that they carry around in their hearts and in their spirit. God can't trust them. That's why they're not blessed. And they sitting up behind closed doors wondering why they ain't blessed. Because God can't trust you with nothing. God can trust me. He can trust me. And every time he call, I'm going to answer. Every time he tell me to do something, I'm going to answer. I don't care if God say, I need you to bless your enemies. I'm going to bless them. I'm going to bless them because I'm going to be obedient to him. Period, point blank. See, the enemy thought, let me tell y'all something. When I stayed here, which I said, well, my son graduated, I'm leaving. I've outgrown this place. I don't belong here anymore. God wants me in another environment, in another place, right? I didn't know that I was going to have to stay here and care for family members. I didn't know that. But when God called me, he called me. And I answered it. And I dropped my plans. Do you understand? I could have went in here and went to Georgia and did my thing. But I didn't do that. I answered the call because I told God I'm going to always answer the call. I'm going to always be obedient. And I also told him while I wait in the hallway, while I wait in the hallway for you to bless me, I'm going to bless your people. So don't come in my comments playing with me because I know who I serve. See, that used to bother me. I used to feel like if I wouldn't have stayed here and did what I did, I'll be a lot further. And God told me no. No, you wouldn't be a lot further. You did exactly what I asked you to do. What I called you to do, you did it. But see, the enemy would try to play with my mind and tell me that. Like, you'll be a lot further. You ain't have to stay and do this. You ain't have to stay and go through this and go through that. And look how they treated you. And you stepped up to the plate. And then look how they treated you. Look how they try to call you a thief. Look at how they lied on your name. We already know why they did that. We already know why they did that. So the enemy could play on my mind. See, the enemy thought that I was still in that type of bondage. He thought I was still in bondage with that. I'm healed. I'm over that. That don't bother me. So that's why she came and said, Oh, how you gonna teach home ownership and you ain't even a homeowner? So what flashed in my mind is Shalakimia. If you wouldn't have stayed here and took care of family, you would be a homeowner. And what she's saying wouldn't have no, no. I had to let the enemy know last night. I'm not bothered by that no more. I know what God promised me. I'm waiting on God. How about that? Try something else though. I'm waiting on God. I know what God promised me. I know what God told me. But while I wait in the hallway, I'm gonna teach his children. How about that? I'm gonna teach his children how to become homeowners. I'm gonna teach them how to get investment properties. I'm gonna teach them how to start their businesses up. Cause I know who I serve. Don't ever play in my face. Cause when you play in my face, you play in God's face. And just like I told her, I said, God know who behind that profile. He know who to get for trying to come up against me and what he told me to do. It's dangerous. I keep telling y'all that. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all women that come in my comments and play, I keep telling y'all it's dangerous to come up against somebody that's serving God. It's dangerous to put my name in your mouth. It's even more dangerous to come on here and threaten my life. It's dangerous. I promise you that. Because see, when you threaten my life, you threaten God. When you come up in my comments, you come up against me, you come up against God. I promise you that. I promise you that. All I'm saying is you better stop it. You better stop it. Because I promise you I'm well protected. Well protected. So just stop. While you ahead. You might not be used to people that are cheerful givers, that serve God for real, and ain't sitting out here, baby ain't sitting in church every Sunday fronting. No, I'm not her. I'm not her. I know the instructions I was given, and I'm gonna see him through. Every time he call, I'm gonna answer. Every time he call, I'm gonna answer. I know my plans. I know the plans that I have for me. I know my goals. I know my dreams, and that's okay. I'm gonna accomplish every single goal, and every single dream I have is gonna come true. But I told God I'm gonna serve him. So if I got to go ahead and put those things to the side and serve him, that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm telling y'all in a danger zone when you come over here playing and trying to play in my face and come up against me. You gonna really come over here and talk about how the one you just crying about having mold in your house? What was that even to say? You just see they just gotta find anything. What was that even to say? I can't help that there's mold in my house. I can't help that. But it's like y'all don't understand how miserable some of y'all women are. What is that even to use? I wouldn't even say that to my worst enemy. I wouldn't even say that to somebody I don't like. I wouldn't say, "Oh, that's why you got mold in your house." I wouldn't say that. But do you see how toxic and how hateful and evil y'all are? But y'all will sit on this same social media and y'all will talk about how black men don't protect black women. I know y'all ain't the one saying that. Ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way y'all saying that. And y'all be ready to take your own sister down. So who's really unprotected? Black women need protection from other black women. If you want to have a real conversation, from the gossip, from how y'all sit up and, oh well, light skinned girls look better than dark skinned girls. Oh, you are fat. What? We ain't gonna talk about the black women that sit up and try to talk about plus size women. But y'all want to sit up and y'all want to come down on men all the time about not protecting black women, and y'all be attacking. It's miserable. It's evil. It's hateful. It's the enemy. Cause baby, you can't sit up here and tell me that God told you to come in my comments and say, "Oh, one you just crying about having mold in your house. How you gonna teach somebody home ownership and you got mold in your house?" God ain't told you to. God ain't told you to say that. You just evil and you hateful and you allowing the enemy to use you. But what did I tell y'all months ago? When the enemy is done using you, he gonna throw you away so you can reap what you sow. Be careful when you play in my territory. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That was all I wanted to come and teach. You don't know my story. You don't know what God told me to do. Don't come in and think you know my life and you trying to what? You thought you was trying to embarrass me? You was trying to throw a shot? Babe, you need a bigger shot than that. You need a bigger shot. You was better off in my comments saying, yeah. Then you try to commit suicide before, baby. You can't even use that. I don't know what you can use. I don't know what you can use at this point because I'm not even the same Charlotte Kimia I was a few weeks ago. That let them comments have me feeling some type of way, baby. Let me tell you something. When I started looking at the people, when I started looking at the people that don't like me, the people that talk about me and try to come up against me and try to smile and play in my face, when I start looking at them, baby, I'm not about to feel no type of way about nobody that look like that. I'm not about to feel no type of way about nobody that's trying to come up against me that look like that. I'm not doing it no more. Period, point blank. I said what I said. These people be ugly. You hear me? Ugly. And you want to come over here? I'm not about to be stressed out or let nothing bother me from somebody that look like that. Your heart is black. Your spirit is black. You evil. Ain't nobody about to be stressed out. Y'all be out here looking. Don't even be looking like nothing. I'm not the same Shalakimi I was a few weeks ago. It don't bother me no more. Say what you want in my comments. I know I didn't have to come and explain this, that I made sacrifices. I went against my own plans to jump in and help my family. I know I didn't have to explain it, but you know what? It's a teaching point. I wanted to come and teach. Because I know people ain't used to genuine people. I know people ain't used to people calling them up, talking about, let me plug you into this opportunity. Girl, this is going on. Sign up for this. Or listen, this job is hiring. They paying $100,000. Dude, I know people ain't used to people like that. So, baby, when I show up, when I show up, because I'm a real one, and I want to see everybody around me win, I'm not that hater friend. I'm that friend that's gonna clap for you, probably cheer louder than you. I'm gonna be your number one cheerleader. I don't have to be no hater. I'm confident in myself. I don't have low self-esteem. I don't have to run around hating people because I hate myself. A lot of them women in my comments, they hate themselves. They hate themselves. And what they comment is a reflection of that. What black man would want to be with you, baby, and you don't even love you? You don't even carry yourself as a woman. That's why they don't want to be with you. These real black men don't want to be with no messy women. They don't want to be with no evil, toxic women. They don't want to be with them. They want to be with women that are peace, baby, that are happy. Don't nobody want to sit up with nobody miserable. Don't nobody want to sit up with nobody like that. Don't nobody want to sit up with nobody that's always gossiping, tearing somebody down. No. So I understand why you the way you are. I pray y'all change though. I pray y'all change. Because that ain't the way. And once you know the way, you'll look at that old you and you'll be disgusted. You'll be disgusted on the way that you was acting and the things that you were saying. That's not a feminine woman. Ain't no feminine woman coming, oh, wasn't you just crying about having moles? So what if I was crying? So what? I could cry. I could cry. I'm not embarrassed about nothing I go through. But do you see how we are? And that wasn't even a situation to talk about. But do you see how we are to each other when we going through something? You see how low that these black women, you see how low they hit? They hit low because they be trying to hurt me. They be trying to hurt you. You can't hurt me. You don't have no power. And I'm not giving you no power. I'm not giving you no power. But I'm going to use you to teach other people. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I can't help what nobody else do. I can only help what I do. I want my people to win. No matter what the situation is, I want my people to win. And the people that want the knowledge, they're going to come get the knowledge. Because one thing I can do is I can teach. And I'm not going to gatekeep nothing. I don't mind putting nobody on. I don't mind plugging nobody into nothing. I just don't mind. because you're not my competition. There, I don't see nobody as competition. Nobody. God does not have you cross paths with certain people for no reason. I promise you that. Especially genuine and good people. Right, crabs in a barrel. And that's why we the way we are now. Black women jealous of other black women, jealous of their marriage, jealous of their relationship, jealous of the way they dress, the way they look, the way they carry themselves, jealous about how other people. The biggest thing for me is like people are jealous about the way that other people love me, the way that other people have respect for me. That's weird. That's weird to me. And I'm telling you, a jealous spirit is a very strong spirit. And a lot of other spirits come with that jealous spirit. That's why I don't want to be around people that have jealous spirits. I don't want to, listen, y'all, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't care what my situation is, y'all. This whole time I've been sick from this mold in my house. I've been going through it. It has had me depressed. But let me tell you something. Y'all ain't never know that. My clients ain't never know that. The people that I called up and plugged them into opportunities and did all this stuff, they ain't never know that. Ain't nobody know I was sitting up here depressed because I was sick and I couldn't shake it. I was still moving. I was still serving God. Sick. I was sick almost all of 2022. Falling into a depression. Ain't nobody know. I was still moving and shaking for God. I was still doing what I had to do for God. Why I was under attack by the people closest to me. Why I was under attack by the people that I helped. I told you I got jumped, baby. They jumped me at my weakest point, and I still kept on going. Ain't nobody know what I was going through, but I still served God because I promised him that. Just like God promised us stuff, and we hold him to that promise, he can hold me to, he can hold me to what I promised him. God sick, can't breathe, all type of stuff. I'ma still serve you. I'ma still serve you. Period, point blank. I know people ain't used to people like me, and God had to show me that. He had to show me that. He had to show me you different. You shine bright like a diamond. You so loving, you so caring, you so protective. And the way you serve me, they ain't gonna like you. He said, especially them people in that church that ain't serving me like they supposed to be serving me, but they judge everybody that come through the door. And they wonder, yeah, they go to God said they go to church every Sunday and they ain't blessed. Cause it ain't about just going to church. It ain't about just going to church every Sunday. It's about serving him. That's it. It's about serving God. He told me. Them people that sit up and say they love me and they go to church every Sunday, they sold out and they sitting in the pulpit, he said they gonna hurt you. They gonna hurt you. I was prepared for it. I was prepared for it. He told me, watch the things they say to you. Watch the hate and the joke. He prepared me for it. I promise you that. Yeah, my light's always gonna shine. Always gonna shine. Cause God gave it to me. Man ain't give me that. Man ain't give me strength. Man didn't give me courage. It takes courage to stand on this front line. It takes strength. It takes boldness. If you ain't bold in God, get out the way. Get out the way for God. Move you out the way. Move you out the way. But God told me I'm gonna handle every single one of them people that came up against you. Oh, I'm gonna handle them. I'm gonna handle them. And all I do every time y'all somebody hurt me, I don't retaliate. I don't get even. I get quiet. God said, get quiet. Get quiet and keep going and let me handle that. No problem. God, just have mercy on them. Just have mercy on them. That's all. That's all I pray. God have mercy on them. I don't know what God going to do. Yeah. Yeah. It is. You think that when you come in contact with somebody, say, I love God, and somebody that is in the church, and somebody that well, I'm gonna say me. I be feeling like, oh, finally, somebody that love God, somebody that go to church, somebody that's, screaming scripture, and somebody that, talk about God, then be the baby, then be the ones that stab you in your face. The ones that sit in the pulpit, you think, oh, they sit in the pulpit. Oh, they got a title in the kingdom. Oh, I'm safe with them. I could let my guard down. Baby, them be the same ones looking at you crazy. Because they know your position with God. They know your position with God. They see the light on you. Ain't no light on them. Ain't no light on them. They ain't got no position. They ain't even living up to the name they got in the pulpit. That's another thing. People in the church jealous of other people. What? What is going on? That's why going to church every Sunday ain't it. You got to live that life every single day. You got to live that life with every single person you come in contact with. You listen, I don't even know if people understand. When you say you sold out for God, when you tell God, listen, my life is yours. When you do that, you don't get to pick and choose. I promise you. You don't get to pick and choose when you serve them. You don't get to pick and choose when I'm going to be sold out for God here. But you know what? When it comes to my family, I'm not going to be sold out for God. I'm not going, oh no, baby, this is 24/7. This is 24/7. Right is right and wrong is wrong. This is all the time. This ain't when you want to turn it on and turn it off. You can't be evil 1 minute. Baby, they be evil all week and then go to Sunday and act like the same. God seen you evil all week though. God seen you was evil all week. God seen what you was sitting doing all week. You can't go to church on Sunday and feel like, oh, I'm a saint. Oh, I go to church, so I'm covered. Covered by what? Baby, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know firsthand. And let me tell you something. I ain't ask God. I didn't ask God for this purpose. I didn't ask God to nothing for nothing. I didn't say, oh, I didn't even understand what the anointing was until somebody told me. I didn't know. I wasn't sitting up here like, oh, I want the anointing and I want to speak in tongues and I want to do this. I ain't asked for none of that. I I didn't even know nothing about it. But I knew when I knew in that turning point in my life when I tried to commit suicide. I knew the anointing was on me. It was explained to me how anointed I am. I didn't know anything about anointing. I didn't know anything about any of it. I had to learn. And I learned in my season of singleness with God. That's where I learned. That's when I told God, God, I want to be a wife. I want to be a good wife. I don't just want to be a wife that, you know, that's here for the big wedding and the big ring. No, I want to be an effective wife. I want to be a wife that is supportive to her husband, that empowers her husband. God, I want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. You know what I mean? I read Proverbs 31. Like, that's who I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, no, no, that season of singleness is needed. People skip it. A lot of people skip that season of singleness. You need that. You need that season with God so he can build you up. so he can show you who you are, so he can teach you, so he can empower you and inspire you and motivate you and get you ready to walk in your purpose. But you have to do the work. You can't just think because you go to church every Sunday. I didn't go to church every Sunday. You can't think because you go to church every Sunday that you automatic. No, that's not how it work. That's not how it work. That's not how it work. I promise you that. It take a lot of work on yourself. A lot of the women that don't like what I talk about, they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. So you don't want to be a wife. You don't want to be a wife. You don't want a position in the kingdom. You don't want to serve God if you don't want to do the work. I'm not Michael. Them days is over. They can't dim my light. Them days is over. Them days is over. They can't do that. I hope they enjoyed those seasons I was in. When I was weak and I was ready to give up and throw in the towel. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted me to do. That's what they wanted me to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. We ain't even never having a conversation about that ever again. You know why? Because when those people come up against me, right? That's how I learned how powerful I was. God's like, look, he said, people ain't coming up against you for no reason. It's a reason. It's a reason why they're coming up against you. They want you to stop. Why would so many people try to come up against you and want you to stop? The same reason the enemy wanted me to take all them pills and take myself out was in my head telling me God don't love you, God don't like you. Look at all the stuff you going through. You know what I mean? You done been in foster group homes. They don't even, your family said you ain't going to amount to nothing. All this stuff just and that's what drove me to take the pills. That's what drove me to do that. And I'm just like, I just don't want to do this no more. I just don't want to be here no more. Like, it's true. Look at my life. It's a mess. It's a mess. But God was trying to turn it into a message. Some of the things I went through, I had to go through them. If I didn't go through suicide, I wouldn't be able to talk people out of committing suicide. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't have no knowledge. People, let me say some people that are suicidal, they want to talk to other people that have been suicidal. I'm just being real. They want to talk to people that understand. Being suicidal is very sensitive. They want to talk to somebody that understands exactly how they feel, not somebody that brush them off, not somebody that sit up and be like, I don't think you really want to kill yourself. You cannot say that to a person that's suicidal. You cannot say that to a person that's suicidal. But if I would have never went through all those different type of things, I wouldn't be who I am today. If I didn't go through so many struggles and so many lessons, it was hard. I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be able to speak how I speak. This wasn't in my plans, y'all. I just wanted to be a lawyer and then be a judge. That was all I wanted to do with my life. I never wanted to be a speaker. None of it. Since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a lawyer and a judge. You know? But God had a different purpose for me, you know? And it's a purpose that I love, you know? I love this purpose. It's not easy, but for God, I'ma do it. If it gives God the glory, I'ma do it. If it gets God's people to another level, I'ma do it. If it saves God's people, heals them, brings them closer to Him, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I'ma do it. Period, point blank, I'ma do it. I am. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But I love y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in with me. You know, I really wanted to, share that I really wanted to share that because I just want people to know. I really want people to know that just because it's something that you may not have at the moment doesn't mean that you can't teach other people. It doesn't mean you can't put other people on. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. I just feel that in my heart. You know? Just because I don't have to have it before everybody else. What if God designed for, me to have it after? What if it's a test to see, oh, is Charlotte Kimia really going to multiply this blessing? Is Charlotte Kimia really going to teach people? You know what I mean? What if God is testing me? Because I believe that happens when we pray to God and ask God for stuff. I believe that we're tested. I really believe that. I believe that when he tells us to go bless people, we are tested. Are we going to be, a cheerful giver? Are we going to have an attitude when we bless somebody? Are we going to do it on his behalf? Because you have to understand, God wants people to have faith in him. So if Just Jean prays to God and says, God, I need the money for my light bill, God. Like I'm trusting in you, God. I know you are on time, God. You see what I'm saying? And then God called Jared, or God deposit in Jared, like, and tell Jared to bless Just Jean. God's dependent on Jared to do that. And if Jared doesn't do that, he's gonna find somebody else to do that, to bless her. I don't think people really think of things in that type of way. So no, I'm not going to let God down because I want people to have faith in God. I really do. It's like the most, I feel like it's like a richness when you have faith. Faith is far worth more than money. I don't never want anyone to not have faith. And that's why I'm obedient to the call when God tells me, instructs me to do something. You see what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand like what I'm sitting up here saying. When you praying, I don't want nobody to miss their blessing because while you waited in the hallway, you wasn't obedient. While you people will wait in the hallway for their blessing and hurt people, mistreat people, scam people, all type of stuff while you waiting in the hallway. God's like, wait in the hallway for me. Let me prepare your blessing in here. You can't be in the hallway doing hurting people, mistreating people. You stabbing people in the face, stabbing people in the back. You can't do that while you waiting on God to prepare your blessing. That will revoke your blessing. When you pray, please be in the hallway serving God. Please be in the hallway praising him, giving him the glory. Show him he can trust you. Show him in the hallway. And then when that door open, baby, you walk through that door and you get your blessing. You get your blessing. And that's how I feel about it. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong by teaching other people while I wait. There's some people, there's some I'm trying to relocate, right? So I'm not in a state where I want to buy. But there's some people that's ready. There's some people that's ready. And guess what? If they ready, I want to get them the information. I don't care that I'm not ready. I don't care that I'm not in the state that I want to be in yet. I don't care. I'm gonna be there on God's time. But in the hallway, I'm gonna help the people that's ready. And ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with me this evening. And y'all have a great night.